Hey guys, in this video we're going to show you the importance of using AI backtested data in your daily trading. What's going on everybody? We are back with TradeUI, and in this video we're going to show you just how powerful using AI backtested data is when it comes to generating trading strategies you might want to utilize for either day trading, swing trading, or long-term investing. What we have is something called AI strategies, is where we take 106 of the most popular strategies and technical indicators and we run through every possible outcome with every single ticker that's associated with those indicators to figure out what stocks move the best based on what indicators and how strong of a move you should expect within either 2 days, 3 days, or even a month. So what I want to do is actually go over to TradeUI's site, and if you click that link in the description below, you can access TradeUI for yourself, and you're going to get on AI strategies. What AI strategies does is it's going to run a back test on every single strategy we have in our bank, which is up to 106 strategies. You can either filter by symbol, you can filter by the strategy itself, you can also filter by the hold period, and lastly, you can filter by the AI impact. Now, what AI impact is, that is actually if you were to take 5 different indicators on different stocks. Well, what this is going to do is it's going to break down a trading scenario of the past 2 years when every time those indicators went off, and the AI will read through and tell you, hey, out of these 5 strategies, this one's the strongest, so we're going to give it the highest rating. So if you get to where you have an impact rating of 30, 40, 50%, that's going to tell you that there's strong conviction that this strategy is very successful. So what I want to do is actually show you how you can utilize this. So let's just filter our holding period. Say I want to find things that are going to move 3% in 7 days, and I want to use the MACD bullish. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to filter down here different strategy setups, which for this one, there's really no stocks that are extremely sensitive to the MACD bullish for 3% in 7 days. So let's see if we can find another strategy that would potentially log it here. So let's go to the RSI Commodities Central Index, I think is what it was. We have a video in the past what CCI actually stands for. But down here you can see we have several tickers that show you the impact of using the RSI CCI strategy and the impact associated with it. So BLND says that there's a 20% impact on this indicator for this ticker. Does that mean that the indicator is 20% accurate? Absolutely not. What this means is that this indicator out of all the other indicators carries 20% of the effective weight, telling us that this strategy is the best strategy to use whenever you want to take a trade on BLND. So you can filter this however you want to figure out different trading setups. If you want to look for 2% on the next day, if you're a day trader, you can see what the best strategies are for that one there. If you want to even look at different impacts, see what's 30% or higher. Well, you see there's nothing for that one with this particular strategy. But if we go to all strategies, now we're going to find the best strategy that has a 30% conviction rate on 2% on the next day. So if I filter by all impact, we can see that the SMA 100, SMA 200 crossover on IYR is the best indicator to use for a bullish setup for the next day of trading. Common sense, right? The short-term momentum is crossing over the long-term momentum. But now you might ask yourselves, hey, how do we actually get this data in real time? Because it's great to know that, but how are we supposed to keep tabs on when different indicators are going to trigger? Well, what I want to show you is TradeUI's Smart Alert section. What this does here is it takes all of your information that you want to set up on AI strategies and you filter it right here. So say if you want to find any stock and trade any strategy and only focus on impact, and you want to say you want to be a swing trader instead of a day trader, what you can do is you can choose 3% in 7 days or 5% in 4 weeks. That's going to take that big bucket of stocks and every single possible strategy, organize everything, and then you can set up by your minimum impact. What I have here is 2 setups right here. I have one for 3% in 7 days and 5% in 4 weeks. I like to buy and hold for a few days at a time because I like to see the best moves that way. Well, what I actually have is an email sent to me back on So I got this email 3 days ago for ticker right here, MORN. So what happened on MORN, if I can zoom in, MORN had when it was at $291.27, it triggered a 5% in 4 weeks alert because the chalk and money flow bullish went off. There's a conviction rate of 30% telling me that this is a super sensitive stock for this technical indicator. And when I go over to my chart over here, I actually have MORN pulled up, and if we have the oscillator right here, you can see that any time that this line goes above the red line here, that's when it gets triggered. So if we zoom in, we actually went up right here, and as you can see, once we got that alert triggered on this day here, it got triggered here. The next day it went from $291 all the way up to nearly touching $300. It pulled back a little bit, but it looks like it's still going up. And look on the longer term time frame here. We were actually trading lower right here, and then we broke out to the upside. So common sense trading tells you this. We got an indicator that tells us there's usually a big conviction to the upside after this indicator triggers. The chart setup is very bullish right now because we held this 282 line and we actually blew up past here. If I zoom in right here, you can see that we held this line at 281. We touched 1, 2, and 3, and it looks like we finally popped up through a wedge. If I were to just draw this out, it's a very standard bullish setup. So we had a short-term downtrend. However, when we go here, you can see that we held this support zone. And not only did we hold this support zone, we actually broke through this negative trend line indicating bullish momentum. So if we're expecting 5% on 290, I'm going to pull up the calculator right here. So 1.05 times 290, that equals roughly 305, and it's like 304.50. But actually, yeah, it's $304.50. So actually, we could target, if we do this, right there's good enough. We could actually target this line here, and if you look, we actually have a little bit of resistance right here. We've been buying and selling going on, extra trading sideways. So that's actually a zone that you could see the stock migrate to before it goes back to the downside. Because remember, we trade in between fair value gaps. We want to figure out where there's supply and where there's demand. The next demand zone looks like it's going to be around this $305 mark. So everything has set up to be a very successful trade. Another setup that I'm willing to show y'all real quick is if I go to this email here, if I can switch my screen, I had another email come in on June 24th at 9:32. And this one was for APPN. So APPN at 27.87, we're expecting 3% in 7 days, again with the chalk and money flow. This one's also 30% to the upside. So just for the sake of convenience, if I go back to my chart here and I type in APPN, you can actually see where I'm in this trade live because I bought 1,000 shares. So if I scroll down here, all right, you can see that we crossed the line right here, right at that $27 mark. I'm sorry, that $27.87 mark. So roughly right here. I saw this trade during this day here, so I got in around $28. And as you can see right now, I'm up about 38 cents a share on this position because of my ability to hold this stock. Now, what I'm doing is I'm targeting right under $30. Why am I targeting right under $30? Well, a few reasons. First reason, 3%. All right, 3% was our initial target for 7 days. So 27.87 times 1.03, that gives us 28.70. So 28.70 is the minimum target, which arguably we have a little bit of resistance right here. But really, we don't have a confirmed support resistance zone until we get to $31. And why do I say that? And that's because right here at 32, we had a little bit of resistance here. But if I draw this line out, you could argue that your support zone is going to be 31.52. So for me, 31.52 is actually a great target for this stock. However, I do see a little bit of resistance here right around that $30 mark. So for me, I'm targeting $30. And also something else you might want to reference is the news. Another reason I like this stock is because we've had some insider buying recently. I think back on the beginning of the month, we had an insider buy some shares. If I open this up and go over here, where is it? Not TALO. Yep. So the director of the company bought about $300,000 worth of stock, which is also another bullish incentive to hold this company a little bit longer term, especially the fact that he got in at the same price I got in. But guys, that's what I want to try to show you, is the fact that you can't just rely on the alerts alone. You can utilize the alerts to give yourself potential trades, but you still have to go through and do your analysis. Now, remember, if you want to access TradeUI, all you got to do is click that link in the description below, get your alerts set up, and remember, at the end of the day, make sure you reactivate your alerts. That way you can get pinged on new trading opportunities. But also understand that TradeUI has tons of different analysis tools you can utilize to give yourself a trading edge. But at the end of the day, our most powerful feature right now is using AI strategies to filter out and determine what strategies are the most effective, and then tie that in with smart alerts. That way we can actually execute on these strategies in real time. If you want to check out more videos like this, go ahead and click that link in the description below that has our YouTube information. Like this video, subscribe, give us some comments on what you want to see, and check out some of our technical indicator videos. That way you understand how to use some of these strategies to your advantage. But guys, we're going to end the video here. I hope you have a great day.